Hey you guys, in today's video we will be doing a video on how I get my personal flawless base application for whenever I don't want to touch up, I don't want to have to reapply anything, I just want, flawless foundation. So I'm really focusing on skin prep, foundation, and concealer and setting powder in this video because I want to do each individual thing honestly. So this is how I get my flawless face. I get asked how do I get my foundation so smooth all the time. So there are some things I do to prep my skin, but first subscribe to the button down below and don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you don't miss any more of my videos, and like this video if you like this video at any point in the video. My hair is very stiff so I can't put it up because my sister laid me this time. Like, do you see how snatched that is? And I know I don't have nails, getting them done in the morning with hand tattoos. So the last couple videos with now tattoos on my hands. So excited. Let's turn my phone on silent because my cousins are blowing up the group chat. But like I said, I do prep my skin for makeup application, usually the day before. I did it just now. I use this Sema from It's Dirty because I just used it. Sema from Spa Sciences. It's a dermaplaning, like shaving your face tool. After I started doing that, my foundation was flawless. So if you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it, because I know peach fuzz on your face is normal, but it did help brighten my skin, keep my foundation application perfect all day, almost nearly perfect. And I don't know, I just see an improvement in my skin. I've been doing it for like a year now. Don't see myself stopping, so highly recommend. And I also I have to personally exfoliate daily because I need chapstick. My lips have been so horrible lately. I do try to exfoliate daily because my skin just likes that. I struggle with like blackheads and dry skin, even though I have like combination skin. So that is my issue, honestly. And let's go through my skin type. My skin type, like I said, is combination. It's oily throughout the nose, oily on the chin, breaks apart right here. It doesn't really get oily, it just breaks apart. My forehead is pretty dry, my cheeks are pretty dry. My under eyes are very like Saharan desert dry, but my eyelids are oily. So, and in between here, like, can break apart too. It's like kind of normal skin. So my skin is kind of everywhere, honestly, but I'm gonna show you how I fix that. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I use is I don't like to moisturize my skin because of the fact that my oils will be like, oh, it's too oily, even though moisturizer is supposed to counteract that. I do my moisturizing at night and I heavily moisturize and it helps as well. But I like to use like a hydrating serum. This is the Thirst Trap Juice by Wishful. This is a hydrating serum, as well as it's very, very sticky, so I really like it for under foundation. It has a hyaluronic acid, peptides, aloe vera, and hollyhock rose. Never heard of that one. But that is what I do, and I put the smallest amount on when I'm putting it under makeup, just like a dot in each part of my face, like the smallest amount. It doesn't even drip. So that's what I do, and I just like, lightly rub it into my skin. I don't want to cause my skin to like react to anything because then it will react whenever I have makeup on, and that gets kind of annoying. But I just put it mainly in my perimeter of my face, and it is a pretty sticky consistency, so I really, really like it under foundation. Okay, for primer, I have two that I really love. This one's almost gone. I need another one. This is the All-Nighter from Urban Decay. This one makes everything last so flawlessly. Like, I absolutely love it. This one also does too. This is the Pure Canvas Primer from Laura Mercier, which I feel like I don't hear no one talk about these enough, but I'm gonna use this one today. I think this one is my new one, so yeah. That was my new one. So this is the one I use all the time. They just sent me like a re-up. So I don't put that much primer on as well. You don't want to overdo it. I just put like, that much because I have a pretty big face. And then I just spread it where I need it, which is everywhere. My skin loves primer. Like, if I put foundation on without primer, it's a hot mess. And between each step, you really want to let the products that you're applying dry so that you won't ball up or counteract with each other, whenever stuff starts to ball up, that's probably why. You're probably not waiting for it to really absorb into the skin. And like I said, like, this is how I do my face. It might not work for you. If it does, let me know in the comments, but this is how I have tested out my makeup over the years, and I am like I always have like a base that lasts 8 to 12 hours, like no matter what. And I'm gonna give you some foundation recommendations as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the ones that I'm not using today first. I always grab for these kind. As you can see, I have got a replenish of the Matte Made foundation by CoverGirl. Really like this one. I'm in the shade M80. It's my perfect match. And it's really, such a good olive shade. I'm still using this one, but I use this one like to cover my brows if I'm using this foundation today, because I have to like dig it out. I use this one because it's my new, one. But I really like this one. Fell in love at first use. And I noticed that the three out of 5 that I'm showing you are drugstore. The next one is the Truly Yours foundation. If you want a lighter consistency foundation, I really like this one. This one lasts all day and my skin was so smooth. I'm in the shade Soft Tan, and I do have another darker shade just in case like I get a little bit tan or something. I do like mix it in. So I suggest getting your closest shade and a darker one just in case. I would go lighter and then get a darker one. That's just how I do it. That's how they did send me this, but that's how I requested it. I was like, send me this shade, but send me a darker one just in case it's too light, because I do tan very easily. Like I can be out the sun for 5 minutes, boom, got a tan. So I love this one. It's, like I said, it's really lightweight, but there is some coverage to it. It's a drop foundation. It needs to be stirred up. So yeah, I really like this one. Joa is inspired by K-Beauty. If you want, you can use my code caylah for 30% off their website. And I did a full face of Joa Beauty. Go right here at the eye. You can watch that. My next foundation is something that is like my perfect match. This is the LA Girl Pro Matte High Definition Longwear Matte Foundation. Such a long word. And I know they have color correctors. Definitely want to try those because my skin changes so much, y'all. So it's like my foundations always have to change my shades, so I want to get some of their pigments. But this is the shade Light Tan, and I love this foundation. Sometimes when my skin's on the drier side, this foundation does not help that, but my skin's mostly oily and it's pretty normal today. I hope I don't jinx myself, but yeah, I really like this one. It's very smooth. It's very lightweight, honestly, for it to be a matte foundation, but I'm obsessed. And you can find that one at CVS. Now, my next foundation is a high-end. You can see how much I use this. I have a backup. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. I used this literally for like 3 months straight before I found this other one. I switched between these two. This is like my holy grail. I'm in the shade. I prefer you to go inside Sephora to get your shade match, because online the shades swatches look really dark. Go in store, period, for real. But I'm in the shade 50 N, which is a neutral shade. This is more so my summer color, so I haven't been able to use it in wintertime, but hopefully since I am going to the beach Saturday, I will batch this again and be able to use it. Now, my all-time favorite foundation, one that even my boyfriend is requesting me wear. Like, he was like, whatever you're doing for the skin, you need to keep doing it some more. So I have not put this foundation down. This is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. This is a shade Tawny. I also have a shade that is on the darker side for when I do get tan. So I always gotta match, y'all. But I really like this foundation. We're gonna apply it right now. For foundation application, I do like to use a wet sponge because my skin doesn't like brushes, but I do like to spread out foundation on my skin with one of these brushes. So I don't like foundation on my hands. People don't recommend pumping foundation on your face, but these pumps are really small, so I don't mind it. So this foundation, I can really build up the coverage and apply it very thin because the pumps are so small. So I really highly recommend this foundation. Like, this is one layer and it's not even covering my whole face, and it's pretty flawless. Like, you can still see my skin through it, which is not a bad thing, y'all. You don't have to cover up your skin. You really don't. I've been letting my skin peek through my foundation lately, and it's like, it lasts so much longer. And like with these little dark marks, I just cover them up with a concealer that is my shade on my skin. And y'all, it's been so much better. This foundation is a little bit light because I was at the pool. So when I do my bronzer, sorry for headphone users, I know that sit down was loud. But when I do my bronzer, I'll probably like bronze my face a lot or use a darker, I don't know. This recently happened. So it's probably time for me to switch to my other one. But I am doing 2 layers because I do want a fuller coverage today because I'm doing a buxom takeover. So yeah, gotta look flawless. That's what I'm gonna be. representing a brand. But any other day I wouldn't do 2 layers. I would just do, and for this to be a luminous foundation, I got a hair on my mouth. For this to be like a Lumiere Radiance foundation, this foundation sets so well by itself. Like, I'm not lying. I have a hair on my mouth and I can't see it. But this is what my skin looks like so far. Let's see. This is what my skin is looking like so far. Let me turn down the exposure so you guys can really see it. Here's my skin's texture. Your skin's going to have texture. I don't use any of that smoothing filter stuff because I don't feel like that's realistic for you guys. I know my skin looks really, really dark down here, but it's because I have cervical spinal stenosis, so my neck is literally forward. So like, yeah, so I have a lot of shadow down here. That's why my foundation never looks like it matches, but in person it matches fine. But it's just because of shadows. But I just wanted to put that out there. That's what my skin's looking like. And yeah, I wasn't feeling too hot this morning, so I'm pretty proud of myself for getting on here and filming. Okay, and I have 2 concealers for you guys. First, the one that I use on my face to conceal like these dark spots if I want to is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. This is the shade 3W. I love this stuff. It is like so good. It does not look like it's my shade, but once you blend it out, totally my shade. My chin has been so bad lately, you guys. I don't know what is happening. My skin is just going through it. I had breakouts on my forehead, which I never do. And if you want your concealer to be more pigmented, just let it set for a little bit. You have like this hyperpigmentation right here and it's really weird. I need to go to a dermatologist. But we're gonna start out with these, and I'm lightly tapping that on my skin, and it doesn't fully diminish. Like I said, like I don't care if my skin peeks through. It doesn't fully diminish anything like the dark marks. You can definitely use color corrector if you're into that, but I'm not. So that's just too much work for me. But it just makes it more even instead of being so bam in your face. And like I said, use very, very light layers. I might look like I put on a lot, but I really was light with it, with my pressure, so it didn't apply too much product. Light layers is the key to flawless foundation, y'all, because you don't want to continuously put on thick layers because it's gonna be cakey and you're gonna be upset. My favorite drugstore and under eye concealer is the e.l.f. Camel Concealer because I love a brightened under eye. This is the shade Medium Peach. Y'all haven't tried this yet. I don't know what y'all missing out on. Like, y'all are missing out. A lot does come off on the spoolie, doe foot, whatever, the doe foot. That's the correct term. So I just put 2 dots there, put some there, put some there. My forehead really loves concealer. And this is how I get these 2 areas to stop breaking apart. I literally do this, and then I just put some on my chin. So if you ever see me in videos put concealer like I do, it's because of the fact that this breaks apart without concealer and this breaks apart without concealer. So if that didn't break apart without concealer, I wouldn't be putting concealer right there, but the concealer just does something for me. Plus it makes my forehead look smaller because I'm like highlighting the front of my forehead and I bronze back here. So that is what I do. And I always blend those out first because I'm not doing it for the coverage at all. I'm just doing it so my foundation won't break apart. It breaks apart on my chin, my mustache area, and in between my eyes for some reason. And like I said, the coverage, you can still see my dark marks. I don't care. And I'm doing less concealer because I used to be one of them triangle people, and then I tried this and it is so much better. I'm gonna speed through my foundation, so I'm gonna speed through doing my rest of my concealer. Okay, so all that is blended out and you see my face does not look cakey. My under eyes are barely creasing because there's barely any product on my face. They're just like highly pigmented products. I try to look for full coverage products, but I put them on very lightly. I don't put concealer on top of my eyes because I use eye primer because it works better for me. For setting powder, I use the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey. I don't bake. I do not bake. That makes me look old. I literally make sure everything is blended out before I even apply this. Start with my under eyes. I take literally this much powder and I make sure it's even on the sponge, and then I set my under eyes and I just press it in there very lightly and it's set, and it usually does not cake up or crease up or budge. And I'm gonna do the same with the other eye, but I always go for my under eyes first, and I just, for every part of my face, I literally make sure it's even on the sponge and I just press it in. But we're not baking, we're literally just full on setting with the lightest amount of powder. And I have to do my nose. I have to do my nose a little bit heavier than I have to do everywhere else, and I have to do right here a little bit heavier than I have to do everywhere else. But I don't set my whole face, y'all, not really. I just take what whatever's left over with the sponge and just pounce it along my face. And we have a set base. The base literally took me like 10 minutes, and that's what I usually do every single day. I am gonna do this one last step, but I have to go get the product really quick. So this is the new love of my life. This Professional Super Setter from Benefit is literally my saving grace. It makes the powders go away and set really, really well. It's like the most flawless like finish. The sprayer, everything. Just watch. And to make sure my face is like kind of wet, because it breaks down that excess powder so good. Is this the wrong cap? I think it is. Whatever. It breaks down all the powder really well, and I don't like tap it with a sponge or anything like that. I do grab a fan sometimes and be a little bit bougie if I'm really impatient like I am right now, because I need to go return this bathing suit because my butt and my boobs are too big. But my stomach's flattening out, you guys, from cool sculpting, and I'm really excited to show you guys. But next session is next week, so it'll be sore again. Coming soon, I promise. Stay tuned. But let me zoom you guys in and show you what my face looks like now. I'm gonna come back when I finish my makeup and show you what the finished look looks like, of course. Put the exposure down. Okay, so this is without any like contour, any eyeshadow, nothing. This is what my skin looks like, and this is what my skin will remain like. I do have, you know, under eye creases, like wrinkles. They're hereditary. They're my family, so I usually bring my eyeshadow to where it covers that. It's not a big deal. I learned how to cover it up, but nothing else will crack or crease. I will get like a smile line right here and a smile line right here, but it's the littlest ones. And that's pretty much it, y'all. This is my base, and this is how I do my base on the regular basis. That rhymed. I didn't mean to, but I'll come back and show you guys the finished look, and it'll be like an hour out, and that usually tells how my base is gonna act throughout the day. So be right back. Okay, I am back with a full face of makeup on, and it's time to give you guys a close-up. So it's been about an hour. I did turn, oh no I didn't. I need to turn the exposure down. It's been about an hour. I turned the exposure down. You can see that this is how my skin looks. Like, this is no filter, no editing, no nothing. I don't use that in my videos. So I really, really love it. This is what my under eyes look like. This is what the forehead area is looking like. Like, it looks completely smooth. And this is how it will remain all day. You guys are gonna take my word for it, because I haven't been feeling good all day, and I'm gonna go lay down after I return this bathing suit. You see how it looks around my scar? It doesn't pick up any of the dry skin around there. I don't know what's up with these gnats. Go away. But you see on my dry patches and my scars, it's not dry. A little bit of dryness right here, but what can you do? My smile lines are coming in already, but that's because they're just there. Like, we smile and we emote, like literally. But I do hide my under eye creasing with eyeshadow. That's like a hack if you need one. My cheeks never ever budge. Like, they stay the same all day, and so does my forehead on the regular basis. You see how this hasn't cracked yet? Usually this would be cracked already, but because of the concealer trick, it doesn't. So whatever you would like me to go in depth on next, please let me know. It takes me the longest to do my lips, y'all, because I do have this scar, and like my lips are really proportionate. Like, I have to like carve them out. So if you even want to see how I do like my perfect ombre lip, let me know, because I will do it. I will expose myself, because I'm really insecure about that, honestly. And yeah, my lips are my biggest nightmare because of my dog bite scars. But we can do eyeliner, we can do mascara, eyeshadow, anything. I just will go very, very in depth with it and show you my tips and tricks. Like I did, we can do like how to blush, how to highlight, how to contour. I don't contour, I just use bronzer, honestly. But yeah, so this is my flawless base, and this is how I get it on the daily. So it lasts me about 8 to 12 hours, and yeah, I will see you in my next video.